Hi guys, we are back working on the cab of my 1953 Ford F100. Last week's video, we made this little patch panel down here, and I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. Might need a little bit of tweaking to work, but unfortunately, I think it was a complete and total waste of time. I think we've got a better solution. Follow along, let's see how much progress we can make getting this thing put back together today. Here's the piece we made, and look what I bought. I priced this out online and it was $48 US. Realizing that our piece of shelf that's laying here was not going to be big enough to do the job, I started laying it out and realized that I was going to have to use probably about $100 piece of steel to make this part. This is $48. Now the catalog isn't the clearest in the world. This piece was not available separately, which kind of confused me, but now I see why. The replacement parts that they're making, they've included that part. While I was placing an order, I ordered in the left cab mount and the lower A-pillar skin. The total shipment was $170 US all in, and I figured that that was probably well worth the price of admission. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I should have ordered in that patch panel for the hinge, but didn't do it, so we'll repair what we've got. We've still got a couple of other pieces there that we can't get that we're going to have to make, so we'll continue on with that part of the project. We've got our pressed in accent line, or whatever you want to call it, so that's good. We don't have to go all the way back, I don't think. We've got a doubler welded in here. Before we cut anything off of our patch panel, I guess we can kind of open this up and see exactly what it is that we've got to deal with. It's going to give us a nice crisp, non-pitted door sill. We'll have to take some measurements so that we get our A-pillar locator reattached in the right spot on here. Having that piece fixes a lot of problems for us. And obviously not having to hammer form all of this down here is going to make things a lot easier for us too. These holes are not drilled in the part, and also there's, I think, a doubler in behind here. Yeah, there's a doubler that supports the fender. That is a little bit punky down. That's kind of what's supporting this outer shell at the moment down here. We'll have to repair that doubler as well. We've definitely got some metal forming work cut out for us. Let me take some measurements, make some notes, and then we can start cutting that rocker panel away. I don't think we want to cut it all away just yet. But let's get it so that we can at least start fitting our patch panel in there. I guess this explains why we had that little kind of stamped in line in the rocker panel. I'm guessing that the end of this brace is square and the cab has a little bit of a taper to it. So they just made a square stamping on the rocker panel. Makes perfect sense. We got a little rust hole there that's going to need to be dealt with. The rest of this needs cleanup, absolutely, but it doesn't look like it's that bad. Definitely a starting spot. Well, it kind of sort of looks like what we've got to work with. I got to put a new cutting disc on that grinder, and I think we got a little bit more cleanup to do here. I think we'll take it back. There's a doubler that I can just see that is in there. It's been welded. And not welded the smoothest in the world, but hey, it was 1953. We'll cut that off kind of just at that doubler, maybe just a little bit to this, to the forward side of it. Here's the back side of our rocker panel. And we got some more of that turquoise green paint. Interesting, because I could have swore this cab was blue, unless this turquoise green got sprayed on afterwards. The inside of this lip, you can see we've got a stamped groove that's been put in place with sheet metal screws. And I don't know whether I have any of that laying around here handy or not, but along the bottom of the cab, you can see just a little bit of remnant of it here. There's a rubber strip that is designed to kind of seal up the gap between the running board and the rocker panel. So we'll have to get this retaining strip and the rubber, of course, when we get to the point where things are starting to finish up. But that is a ways off yet. Let me clean this up some more, and I'll bring you back when I have some more progress to update. We've got things kind of sort of cleaned up here a little bit. I scrubbed the worst of the rust off of this. We'll do the repair to this cross piece from the underneath side when we go to replace the floor. Once we get it up on the rotisserie, no sense crawling around under there when we don't need to. But we will have to do a little weld through primer and just give this a spritz of paint here before we put the rocker panel back on, because obviously we won't be able to get into there once we've got the rocker panel back on. What we've got here, I don't know how well this will show up with the lighting, but the rocker panel runs back to here. The back of that is that back edge. And we've got our little doubler, and looking to me like we've pretty well got a cut kind of along the edge of where that tape is. I want to take some measurements on that just to make sure I'm cutting in the right spot, but that's pretty close to where we need to be. And then we should be able to slip this kind of sort of into place. There's not really a whole lot to attach it to other than at the back here. This is pretty good and solid. The top, yeah, that's I'm guessing most of that's going to get cut out, so we don't want to weld that to the new rocker panel. But we can weld the rocker panel to our side brace here. Let me do the measurements. I'll cut this off and I'll bring you back when I've kind of got this sitting in place. Ooh, this is getting interesting, guys. Well, guys, what do you think? It's not quite done yet. I've still got maybe about 3/8 of an inch that needs to get trimmed off the back here. I'm going to trim this corner so that it drops down into place as we're sitting up on top. And then I will mark mark the back side of that rocker panel so that it gets trimmed. Up here at the front though, now everything's still pretty raunchy, but kind of sort of lines back up. I've got it clipped in place. We've still got a bunch of metal that's going to have to be replaced, but at least it's enough to kind of show us where things need to be. Making some good progress here. Let me put you guys on a time lapse. We'll get that back corner dialed in, and then we'll see how it's going to fit properly. I think we're kind of in place here, guys. Obviously, I've just got it loosely clamped, and bring it out and adjust it and get it all lined up. But I think we're to the point where that is pretty much where it needs to be. Up here at the front, with the remnants of the sheet metal that we have to work with, everything looks like it's lining up good, except I'm not ready to attach things yet. We still have a doubler in here. We still have this triangular brace that I pointed out in the last video, and the top, I've cut it off, comes back and ties into this, ties into the remnants of the A-pillar here. You can see this is the piece here. That's the other half that I've got cut off. But at the bottom, all of this is pretty rotten. So I think what I'm going to try and do is drill out some more spot welds and see if I can get this to break free. If I can get it out of there in one piece and kind of use it to template up a replacement. This piece is not available, or at least it isn't where it isn't anything that I could find. Otherwise, I would consider getting it because it's going to be a little complicated to manufacture. Let me drill out those spot welds and we'll see if we can extract that, and I'll bring you guys back when we're on the template table trying to make some more templates. Well guys, we got it out. You'll have to forgive me if we get weird lighting. The white table and my LED lights are not playing well together. But I've got to get a template made here, and we've got 3 pieces that we got to work with. Hopefully I can make something that's going to meet our needs. Once I get the template laid out here, I'm going to compare it to the truck that's just over there, and we'll see how it compares to the passenger side. Hopefully they're very close to being the same thing, and then we'll know that we've got the right part laid out so that we can rebuild this stuff. I'm going to try and use as much of the original part here as I can, but obviously this is pretty corroded down through here, and we'll have to recreate that. Let me take a crack at laying this out, see what I get to, and I'll bring you back and show you the results. Hopefully without a whole bunch of flickering. Kind of, sort of, what we got going on there. Oh, we got flickers back. There we go. Kind of, sort of what we got going on. This obviously bends flat for the where it ties into the rocker panel and the floorboards. And the rest of this is fairly, I don't know, fairly straightforward. Let me cut this out. We'll hold it up on the passenger side and see how it compares. There wasn't really enough room for you guys in there as well as me. I had to kind of play contortionist to get this held up in place. But it does fit fairly well. Maybe we should leave just a little bit extra along in here, and we can trim it off on the outside. But otherwise it seems to fit fairly well. I'm going to cut that out, and we'll see what we got to do to get it in place. I'll bring you guys back once I got something we can work with. It is time to start cutting some steel. I've done a little bit of modification here to our pattern, and basically this part and this part are still good and solid. I don't know that we need to be replacing them. Why replace good original steel? So basically what we're going to be creating is this piece below the line. For the most part, that is flat. This is just a bent angle. This rib that runs down this lower part and up into this piece, we'll have to recreate as well. Not a big deal. This steel is a little bit thicker than this original stuff, so if we're not able to make this ridge, I don't think it's going to be a problem. We're going to be stout enough. Let me get this sketched on the piece of steel with the marker and start doing a little bit of cutting. I'll bring you guys back when I got something made. What do you think, guys? Does that look like something that should work? Not the most efficient edge to be working off of, but that'll leave us some scraps so we can use elsewhere for repairs. But I think that's a good start. We might have to modify it a little bit as we go, but place to start with anyways. Let me fire up the angle grinder. We'll get that buzzed off, and we'll see what it looks like. guys? What do you figure? Looks like a good start to me. Might need a little bit of tweaking, probably a little long on this flange, but I think that is going to be a really good start. I think we've reached the point where, other than a little bit of shaping, we're almost having to fire up the welder. I don't want to do that today because I can't stick around the shop all afternoon to do a proper fire watch, so I think we're going to end this one here. But in the next video on the repairing this cab corner, we're going to get this kind of reassembled. We'll get that rocker panel put in, and we'll start putting this piece together. This is actually coming together fairly well. I kind of like it. What do you figure, guys? Does that look like it's going to work? Looks pretty close to me. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Greatly appreciate you taking time to watch the video. If you got this far, throw me one of those thumbs up, throw me a like. That lets YouTube know that you liked what I'm doing and that it should share my content to other people. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. Love to have you come back, check out some more of the Fixing the Ford series or any other series that I have going on. And we'll catch you guys in the next mess. Thanks for watching.